And ladies and gentlemen, the 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and Eastern Plains Sports Network. Tyler Carmen alongside Ron Albo tonight from Larry Mills Field at Beat Digger Stadium in Brush, Colorado, as the Rifle Bears have traveled all the way down from the mountains to take on your Beat Diggers pregame show presented by Equitable Savings and Loan. Borrow locally from people you know. Equitable has been providing personal bankers to help you through all the steps. Stop by one of 10 locations across the plains or visit equitable-savings.com. Brush comes into tonight 1-2 overall losses to Yuma and Wiggins with a win against cross-county rival Fort Morgan to start their season. Rifle in a similar spot as well, losses to GSHS. What is that, Ron? Do you know what school that is?
Glenwood Springs.
Glenwood Springs,
Yep.
That makes sense. Lost to Glenwood Springs and a loss to Delta. Their past 2 weeks, they had a opening night win against Cortez, 33-26. They look like a team that likes to throw the ball around. They have a quarterback that stands 6'5". I would throw the ball if I had him too.
Oh, exactly. I mean, with a big, tall guy like that, and biggest thing, he's got the advantage of being able to see over the majority of a lot of high school athletes, when you're on the field there. And if he can just find some receivers that are open, I mean, that's big money for him and pays off big dividends. So, yes, definitely I'd be throwing the ball.
Without the Delta loss in there, they've put up 33 and 27 points in their first 2 weeks. They didn't score any against Delta. I'm guessing Delta's pretty good.
Delta's a real good team. I think they were in the finals last year as far as, in the playoffs. And they're always, in the last 5-6 years, Delta's put together a pretty good football team that has went deep into the playoffs. So, you expect them to be pretty sound and pretty solid. And it did make it very difficult for Rifle, to put up some points on the board. So, a good chance for these guys to rebound. And I think both teams, like we talked earlier, are evenly matched. So, it probably is going to come down. Once again, it's pretty easy to figure out. The least amount of mistakes is probably going to win this game because I think both teams are evenly matched. And I think what's going to be really important for Brush here is to try to figure out what that identity is going to be for them for the rest of the year. They've got to get on track right now. We had a game similar last year when we played Platte Valley here.
Yeah.
And that was the game that turned the season for the Brush Beat Diggers. So, we're looking at this time of the year right now. This could be a game that could change the season for them and hopefully get them on the winning edge. So we're looking forward to that tonight.
Same week, if I remember
Yep,
right.
Yep, exactly. I think, it should be exactly same week. So, anything can happen.
Brush won the toss and deferred, so they will kick off to Rifle to start the game. Key to the contest brought to you by Buildings by Design. First impressions are important. BBD will make your vision a reality. Visit buildbydesign.com. I think you said it already. We're on Find That Identity. Coach Rosenbrock talked about it before the game. He's like, we like to run the ball. We're not going to necessarily change our identity. We just have to get better at it.
Yeah, be better, be more consistent. A plus thing I will talk about is this week, Coach Rosenbrock has had Coach Randy Dreitz, the former head coach, and of course, lots of offensive line. He's experienced when it comes to offensive line, and he asked him to come out to practice the last couple of days to just kind of help our guys and kind of shore up some things and show them what the real fine, details that maybe they might be overlooking that really is crucial in offensive line play. So hopefully that time that he came and spent with them, he should pay off. Hopefully the guys will start to get into more of a rhythm and understand, you do those little tiny things and all of a sudden they become big things and success comes with it.
Starting lineups brought to you by B&B Appliance, from refrigerators, vacuums, and everything in between. B&B Appliance is the place to go. Visit them at 321 Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. For the visiting Rifle Bears, they'll go with number 6, Austin Bolin, number 7, Joel Valencia, number 10, Logan Gross. That's their starting quarterback. He stands 6'5". He's a junior. Number 17, Sterling Cook. Number 22, Nicholas Saldivar. He's their senior running back. He'll tote the ball most of the night. Number 44, Marcus Washington. Number 54, Eli Davidson. Number 55, Giovanni Gonzalez. Number 58, Efren Bustilos. Number 59, Troy Matea. And number 76, Cage Street. That senior stands 6'6", 215 pounds. I saw him from the parking lot.
Yeah, and he's not easy to miss, that's for sure.
No, he's on the sideline right now. Rifle is set to return. Brush is going to kick north to south. We are underway from Brush. Good high kick. Turn man for Rifles. Number 3 is going to catch it just shy of the 10-yard line. Bring it off the right side. He's caught just past the 20-yard line. Starters for your Brush Beat Diggers. They go with number 8, Wiley Eicher. Number 11, Hunter Proctor. Number 21, Dylan Snelling. Number 23, Levi Cox. Number 35, Ty Griffith. Number 37, Tanner Ludgate. Number 38, Luke Ferguson. Number 59, Caden Castrop. Number 63, Cole Curtis. Number 65, Dominic Ontiveros. And number 87, Kale Stegner. Ball spotted at the 21-yard line. Rifle will come out, shotgun set. Two split out to the left, one to the right, tight end to the left. They'll go handoff here up the middle. Pick up 7 or 8.
Yeah, and with the defense that time right now, the defensive end did a great job of holding the outside containment, but they just ran right inside that gap, right in the middle of him. Whoever was standing next to him, I'm trying to figure out that number, can't see it real well, just got he got taken care of, he got driven back, and that's big yards.
Give Saldivar 8 yards. He's averaging 113 a game. This time Gross will roll to his right, throws a comebacker to, I believe that's Sterling Cook, number 17, picks up the first down. Give him 12 yards on the catch.
So in 2 plays there, pick up about 22 yards and a first down as a Rifle just moves the ball down the field, kind of exactly what we expected from them.
Yep. There's that big number 76. I take it he's their left tackle.
Yep.
They'll go 2 out to the left, 1 to the right, power back to the right. Fake the handoff to the left. Gross is going to roll right. He's going to be under pressure. Have to throw it away. He threw it downfield. He was looking for Joel Valencia there down the field. That pass falls incomplete.
Good coverage on the play from the defense for Brush. Just got to be aware of those receivers. Once he starts rolling, they've got to find that receiver and not let him get behind him because it'll turn into a big play, if not a touchdown.
Absolutely. First incompletion for Gross, 2nd and 10 now. Just past their own 40-yard line. Same formation here. They're on the far side of the field. They'll hand it off up the middle. Ludgate had good penetration there, missed the tackle. Saldivar's got the left side. He's got room down the field there, crosses the 20, down to the 10. He's going to be chased down. I didn't think anybody was going to catch Saldivar there, but he ran out of gas.
It didn't look like it. Boy, they did an amazing job of sealing the end on the outside for the Brush defense. And once they got to the outside, it was just off to the races. Luckily, he was able to be pulled down just outside the 5-yard line of Brush.
That is 54 yards for number 22, Nicholas Saldivar, for the Rifle Bears. Tanner had great penetration there. He had enough room to squirt outside. They're going to give it off to number 21 this time, up the middle.
You know, hats off to Luke Ferguson for running him down and being able to hold him from getting a touchdown. So hopefully the defense can hold up right now, and they can limit him to just a field goal, if anything.
Their backup running back, Isaac Valencia, he's 5'11". They got some tall dudes on this team.
Yeah, they're big kids, pretty solid, ball players. I watched them here in some of the pregame warmups, so they're pretty solid athletes.
So Valencia doesn't pick up anything there. Saldivar's back in. He'll go up the middle, pick up 2. Did he
It's a
really?
touchdown, yeah, just barely. It didn't look like it, but he had just crossed the goal line, so it's a touchdown for Saldivar.
There wasn't too much excitement there, so I didn't think anybody scored.
No, it was kind of a little bit of a delay there at first, and as he hit the ground, the ball just crossed the goal line there, and referee called a touchdown.
First score of the game goes to the Rifle Bears. 9:54 to go in the first quarter. Snapped down on the extra point. That kick is up and good. Even their kicker is a big dude. Number 12, Javier Diaz. He's 5'10", 210.
Yeah, he looks a lot bigger than 5'10", but maybe, So anyway, the first drive, Tyler, not what the defense wanted to happen. Sure, Brush didn't want them to march, all the way down the field, 80 yards in, I think we were like 8 plays or whatever, 10 plays, and resulting in a touchdown for Rifle.
Only one incompletion for Logan Gross. Saldivar with a big run to set him up in a goal to go. And Brush will have an early chance to respond here with 9:54 to go in the first.
And I know from, talking with Coach Rosenbrock, defense is his specialty. That's where he played. And he takes pride in that. So I know he's not too happy about it. He'll make some adjustments here. And hopefully the next time this defense gets back on the field, they start to shut things down.
I feel like Brush did a good job there protecting against the pass. They had the one short completion and then defended it really well as they tried to take a deep shot down the field.
Yep.
It'll just be stopping Saldivar.
Yep. I'm not quite sure on that long gainer if they had a stunt on where the defensive end went inside and the tackle came out, but I know once they did, the defensive end was washed down inside, and there was nobody there to pick him up.
Yep, once Tanner missed him, he had nothing but green grass in front of him. No wind tonight, beautiful night, sun shining, early kickoff, so plenty of sunshine here. His rifle kind of pooch kicks this thing down to the 30.
He's on the ground.
Yeah, he was on a knee there. That was Hunter Proctor on a knee to pick up the ball, and they call him down right there. So Brush will have okay starting field position, I think right at the 20-yard line. First quarter brought to you by Premier Farm Credit. For over 100 years, they've been providing affordable, reliable, and consistent credit. Visit PremierACA.com. Brush comes out, 3 running backs behind Nate Tyne. 2 lead blockers to the left side. They go off the left side. They give it to Ty. Griffith will look like he had maybe a couple there and get drove back. That's not Ty Griffith.
That is.
Can't see the number.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that one out too.
We'll give you the number here as soon as he breaks the huddle. It's Tyne and Levi Cox check it back into the game.
I'm wondering if that's Dominic Ontiveros filling in at running back, or is he?
Well, he's not a small dude, that's for sure.
And Dom has played running back before.
Tyne will try and do a little quarterback keeper off the right side, and that's going absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, no movement on the part of the offensive line on that right side, and that's where all the pressure came from Rifle. And, you know, they have got to get underneath them, and they've got to move those guys. That's a big load of guys they have to move there, so they've got to stay low and move their feet.
So if Dom is playing running back, surely he's not wearing number 65.
No, I think that number was 45. But I don't see it. That's something, we don't have a 45 on it, and we'll find out.
So that's him right there running off the field. That's 65.
Nope, he's wearing 65. Those jerseys are kind of difficult to see the score.
They are difficult.
Numbers on them. So, yes, that is Dom.
I'm going to write him down and give him 2 yards on his first carry of the season. As Tyne's going to drop straight back, looking across the field. Looked like that ball might have got tipped as it falls incomplete.
It got tipped right at the line of scrimmage. Number 21 from Rifle is the one who tipped the ball, and it kind of fluttered a little bit. Luckily, it wasn't picked off. It was Isaac Valencia.
We might be okay that was tipped because there was a lot of white jerseys around. One maroon jersey. And I think Brush is going to go ahead and punt it away here on 4th and 8. Ty Griffith will step back to his own 10-yard line. Turn man for Rifles back at his own 35. Off the side of his foot. This punt's going to land inside the 45-yard line, bounce down, and go out of bounds around the Rifle 40. And Rifle will take over in pretty good territory.
Yeah, right about the 37-yard line for Rifle. So, yes, once again, not bad field position. And when you shorten the field up like that on a team that can be explosive like this, it's not good for your defense. Puts a lot of pressure on them.
Not ideal by any means. Logan Gross will drop back out his offense. 7:48 to go in the first. 3 men will go split out to the right. Saldivar will stand really close to his quarterback. Take the handoff. He tries to go up the middle. He is dropped at the line of scrimmage. That's Dominic Ontiveros. He can run the ball and he can play the run.
Yeah, Dom is a very strong, quick guy on the inside there. So if you don't get 2 guys on him, he's going to blow things up real quick. So good to see Dom react. Nice job on the part of the defensive line of actually getting their hands on those guys right away and not committing one way or the other and letting Dom make that tackle. So
same formation again. They put a tight end to the right as well. 3 split out right. That's where Gross is going to roll to. He's in trouble there. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Caden Castro is going to be credited with the sack. But the man with the initial pressure, I believe, was 63, Cole Curtis.
Cole Curtis, yeah. Cole's very quick on that defensive line, and he got inside there, flushed him out, and right into the hands of Caden Castro. So great job, defense.
Good job by the secondary, too. There's 4 eligible receivers down the field. They had them all covered up. Gross had nowhere to go. 3rd and 10 now for Rifle as they take their sweet time getting to playing. Wish we had a play clock. I'd love to see it. Same formation again. 3 split out to the right, tight end to the right. Saldivar stands to the right of his quarterback. They're going to go back, little backwards pass here to number 44 for Rifle. He's going to get the first down along the brush sideline. That was a great play design there. I think that was the tight end off the right side, and he just snuck along the backside of his offensive line there as Gross rolled to his right and then threw back left.
Yeah, pickup of about 14 on that play. And, you're asking a lot. In that play, there was nobody out there to cover him. So the defensive end's having to get out there and make and cover on him, and that's Caden Castro. It's just a lot of pressure on him. He couldn't get there quick enough, and, of course, they pick up the first down plus.
Gross will roll to his right again here. He's looking deep. He's going to let it fly, kind of a wounded duck. That's Levi Cox. He can't find the ball, and they're going to throw a flag.
Yep,
I don't think the receiver had any chance of catching that, but Levi turned towards the sun, got kind of blinded, couldn't find the ball. So he just turned and kind of grabbed on, I think that was number 7, Joel Valencia. And it's going to be PI on Brush, and that's going to give Rifle a fresh set of downs, even though it was already first down, and an extra 15 yards.
Yeah, so right now they started this drive at the 37-yard line. And once again, we're probably like 4 plays now, 5 plays, and they're already past midfield. So not good for the defense. They just got to. They're doing a great job of getting pressure on him, but the problem is when they get downfield, those defensive backs are losing the receivers, and then of course they have to make up space, and all of a sudden it's a pass interference.
It's a long time to stay with a guy too.
Yeah,
you're trying to stay with the guy for 4, 5, 6 seconds. The advantage obviously goes to the offense. This time Saldivar will be to the left. I think it's going to be a false start. They called holding instead of PI earlier, so I think it was just 10 yards there.
10 yards, yep.
They're going to start just inside Brush's 40-yard line and then back up a little ways there as Rifle did indeed jump off sides. 5:50 to go in the first quarter. Rifle leads 7-0.
And, if you're, with the way the sun's setting right now, Rifle's got it. Their bench has it in their eyes. So as the receiver runs down the field on that far sideline, they're looking right back into the sun. So it makes it very difficult for them as well as our defensive backs.
They'll go 2 split out to either side this time. Saldivar is to the left. They fake the handoff to him. Gross is going to keep it up the middle off the left side. He's going to get the first down all the way down to the 21-yard line.
Just a great play. They pulled the backside tackle and guard as a trap. They had the handoff. They faked the handoff. Everybody thought that Saldivar had the ball because they wrapped him up right away, and then all of a sudden the quarterback pulls it. He gets downfield, picks up big plays.
There's a little bit of a delay from Gross. Like he sold it very, very well. Everybody thought I thought Saldivar was bundled up, and then you see Dom just let him go.
Yep.
Like, well, he doesn't have a ball. So give him 20 yards and a fresh set of downs here as they're just shy of the 20-yard line. 2 out left, 1 to the right. Saldivar's to the left. They give it to him. He goes up the middle, kind of off the left side. Give him 6 yards on that carry.
Yeah, almost 7 yards on that play. So once again, bringing up second down and short yardage. I mean, anything's game for them right now. There's, they can throw the ball if they need to. They can run that option. They can hand it straight off. So you don't know what to defend against right now when you're in that short yardage.
You don't want to bring your linebackers up too close because then you leave the middle of the field open. They do take their sweet time getting the play in. 3 wide right this time. That tight end, number 44, is off the left side. Saldivar's to the left of Gross. Shotgun. They tried to go for a screen. Ball tipped up in the air. Great play there. I think that was Cole Curtis.
Cale Stegner. Yep, Stegner. Great job of doing exactly what you want the defensive end to do. When they read that pass, get your hands up in the passing lane and cause, so they don't have a clear route right there, and he did a great job. So that would have, I was looking to be a completed pass right there, but good job for Cale.
They faked the screen, and good on Cale not biting on that screen. He stayed in the passing lane of who Gross really wanted to go to. Saldivar will be off his right side this time. Brush was coming on a blitz there. Did they get a little too close?
I think
the flag flies.
Dead ball. Yep.
False start, right? Good job by Brush there. They looked like they were bringing the house, and Rifle got a little anxious. So that'll back him up And Rifle have to try again on 3rd down. Call it 3rd and 4. Refs feel like they're taking a while. Maybe that sun's making it hard to get the play call in for Rifle, too. I don't know. 3 split out right this time. Tight end to the left. Running back to the right. Gross is going to roll right. He's looking deep. He's looking in the end zone. He goes. Ball is batted down in the end zone. He was looking in the back of the end zone for Joe Valencia, and a great job by the Brush DB there. I kind of lost the ball like 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah. Yep, Levi Cox, playing sound right there, not letting him get behind him and planning his jump right at the right time to knock that ball down.
Pass defense is not the problem for Brush here. Gross is just 2 of 5 through the air, a couple of okay completions. You take away that one big run from Salvador and the holding call, and Brush has done a really, really good job thus far. So they're going to trot out their really big kicker here, 37 yards out. Field goal attempt is up, and that's got plenty of distance. Did it go left? It did. That kick is no good there by number 12 for the Rifle Bears, Javier Diaz. And Rifle will turn the ball over to Brush just inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah, big set of downs for the defense that time to be able to limit them to no points and be able to come back. Now they can, settle down a little bit more and start to work on some things that have worked for them. I know they came out in that full house backfield and tried to lead with Dom and run behind him. Maybe they do that again. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But they've got to control the ball.
Ref moves the ball towards the middle there. They're going to start on the 20-yard line. They come back in that full house backfield. Tynes under center. Dom's the middle back. Griffiths off the left side.
Great
they
dive.
go up the middle.
Yep.
Dom's breaking tackle.
There
Dom's
we go.
got a whole bunch of room there. He's off the left side. One stiff arm away. Dom picks up the first down.
It's a 25-yard gain for Dom right there. First play, just in that full house backfield, it's like just a quick inside trap, a quick hitting play. He's a big, tough guy to bring down, and Dom's got some speed. So when he gets in that open field, he may not be able to break it open, but he's going to pick up some yards. So great job. Good call.
He was balled up for like a whole second, and then just pops free, and he's running down the left side there. 3:08 to go in the first. Brush picks up their first down. I think Brush is kind of anticipating Rifle reading their film because Griffith hasn't touched the ball once.
Yep. Bootleg.
Tyne here is going to run bootleg off the right side. He gets gang tackled before he can make it back to the line of scrimmage there. Loss of a couple.
Well, you had a linebacker outside. I think they kind of brought him on a blitz, and so he timed it perfect in that little gap right there, and that was right where Tyne was going to be running, and nobody to account for him. So, didn't pick up the gain that he wanted. Lost even a yard on it, I believe.
Levi Cox will check in. Tanner Ludgate will jog out. Tyne will remain under center here. They stay full house from left to right. It's Griffith, Dom, and Levi Cox. Snap down here is off of Griffith, up the middle, off the left side. Ty burst through.
About a yard short.
About 10 yards there. It's going to be a yard short of the first. It'll be 3rd and short.
I think that's the key right now to this Rifle defense. When you let them sit back and attack you, you're going to be in trouble. And if you get those quick hitters, those are big guys, but if they just get a little bit of an angle, the offensive line guys, these running backs can get through there because they're so quick.
Same formation here, Tyne under center. He gives it to Dom. Dom's going to be bottled up. So they stopped Ty well short of 10. They only give him like 7, so it was 3rd and 3.
And I don't know if Brush has this or not, but the way this offense is set up with these 3 backs in the back, I'm looking for, there's a possibility an option might come off this next with Ty on the end over here because they've got that linebacker. They're coming in really hard when they see that full house backfield on those dives.
It's good enough field position. Brush is going to go for it here. They give Dom a yard, so it's a long 4th and 2. As Proctor checked into the game, Stegner's going to go tight end off the left side. Proctor's going to jog out to the right. They're on the far hash. Tyne under center. They did the hard count. They did it last week They didn't do it until the second half. They go to it early here with a minute to go in the first, and it gives them an easy first down.
Excellent job. Good call at that time. Now brings up 1st down and 10, a new set of downs for them. And we are looking at what have we got, like 58 seconds to go in the first quarter here. So
Brush gaining a little bit of momentum here. They'll go 2 men in the backfield now. One split out to the right side. Tying under center. Turn around, hand it off to Griffith off the left side. He's going to cut up middle of the field. Pick up about 4.
and I believe both teams have had the ball twice. Is that right in this first quarter? So Brush can hold on here and
coming down on 30 seconds. Time for one more play before the end of the first quarter. Again, first quarter brought to you by Premier Farm Credit. Proctor will jog off. It's got to be 80. Javier Cordova will jog in. 15 seconds to go. We'll go a man split out either side. 2 men in the backfield. Tyne will turn around, hand it off to Griffith. Griffith up the middle, churning his legs. He picks up the first down.
perfect time. Offense calls a timeout. Talk it over.
Steal a play here with 2.5 seconds to go in the first. Must not have called timeout. Okay. They let the clock run out. That will be the end of the first quarter. Rifle leads Brush 7-0, but Brush is on the move. We'll take a quick timeout, come back with the second quarter right here on 1010 KSIR Brush for Morgan. Welcome back into the second quarter from Beat Digger Stadium. Tyler Carmen, Ron Albo with you tonight. Rifle visiting team leading your Brush Beat Digger 7-0. They had a quick scoring drive to open up the game. Couple of nowhere drives for each team. Brush is back on the field. They've gained some momentum. They've got a easy first down on a hard count, much like last week in the second half against Yuma. They are inside Yuma's 30-yard line here as they hand it off to Dom to start the second quarter, and Ontiveros will gain 6-7 yards maybe?
About 6 yards, yep. They keep moving it, so yeah, it's probably closer to 7.
Inside the 25-yard line here. I give him 6. Rush breaks the huddle here. They'll go full house again, left to right. It's Ty, Dom, and Tanner Ludgate. Tyne under center. Stegner is off the left side. Try to go hard count again there. Up the middle they go. Tanner, I believe, with the carry there.
You know what's amazing is they're going unbalanced on the left side, so they're seeing how Rifle's lining up. With them going unbalanced, they're shifting, and so they're just running to the weak side, taking advantage of what Rifle's giving them right now. And that's 2 big guys they're going against over there, too.
No gain on that, and then their best running back, Nicholas Saldivar, he's a pretty good linebacker. Yeah. Well, he's there. He was there in on that tackle. Tyne, Proctor, and Wiley Eicher jog into the huddle. Proctor will go out to the right. They're on the near hash. Eicher will split out left. Turn around, hand it off to Tanner Ludgate up the middle. Don't know if he got enough for the first. No, they moved it to 4th down. Give Tanner a couple there. It'll be another long 4th and 2.
Yeah, so on that left side of the line, they've got Cole Curtis. They've got, I believe, Samuel Thomas Poss, if that's the other one I'm looking at, 78, right? And then, of course, the Castrop, and then the tight end.
So they need the 20. They're just shy of the 20.
It was a 4th and 2. It's right.
4th and inches here. Griffith will come under center. I sense quarterback sneak. Yep. That's what it is. Up the middle, he's got the first. Give him 2 yards and a fresh set of downs.
That brings the ball to right at about the 20-yard line. It's inside the 20-yard line.
Inside the red zone, 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Brush trailing by a score. Proctor will jog the play in. Couple guys split out either side. Ludgate and Griffith in the backfield. I take that back. Griffith was under center. They turn around and hand it off. Dylan Snelling was the other running back. He's the one that got the ball. Good run there as he went up the middle, cut it off the right side.
Yep, real quick hitter. He gets to the line of scrimmage real quick, so that's a plus.
They keep walking it forward. That's a 7-yard gain for Snelling.
Just inside the 15-yard line. No, just inside the 10-yard line, actually.
Yep. 2nd and 3. One guy split out to either side, tight under center. He hands it off up the middle, faked it off the right side. Griffith churns his legs. He gets down inside there. He picked up the first down by a country mile, and it'll be goal to go here. Good tie. Close to 10 yards on that carry. He's down inside the 5. 5 carries on the night for number 35. I think you go ahead and put Ty at quarterback and try another quarterback sneak.
Yep, great call at this time right now.
Instead, they'll go full house. Ty will go under center. I'm okay giving it to Dom, too.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they do. Up the middle, Dom goes,
and
that's the score. Number 65, Dominic Ontiveros, puts Brush on the board with 8:24 to go in the second. Brush is an extra point away from tying this thing up. Everybody and their grandma had to know what was going to happen there.
Yeah. And I'm sure Rifle did too. It's just a matter you got to stop it. You have to execute and stop it. What a great mixture of play calling on the offense for that series right there to mix it up in that full house, to run the dive.
Kick is up and good. A flag flies here. It's going to be roughing the kicker. Kick was good.
75 or 76, the big guy. Yeah. No doubt about it. He ran right into him on purpose.
Eric Rico, the kicker. He's okay. He's going to help Brush out a little bit here on the kickoff.
He's just a freshman too, so he's
took it like a champ.
Yeah, he's got some growing to do eventually, but there's a group of freshmen on this football team here that are contributing on the varsity level here, and it's good to see. I've had lots of experience with those guys the last few years in middle school and watching them and coaching them in track, and so it's good to see them out for football and being able to contribute right now. So look for good things to happen for them.
That Brush Score brought to you by Bank of Colorado. They believe in keeping things simple. Apply for the loan you need for your dream home fully online. Visit bankofcolorado.com for all the information today.
So, Tyler, that drive was 15 plays, 75 yards, resulting in a touchdown. So, once again, control the clock, run the ball. A couple of penalties in there that helped him out also.
Yeah, and not a pass one.
Sounds
like Brush football to me.
That's exactly what they need to do.
So this kick for Rico is going to be the easiest touchback of his career, I hope.
Yes.
They walk the ball all the way to Rifles 45. It's a 15-yard penalty on the extra point there, roughing the kicker. Rico runs up, boots this thing. It's going off the left side. Sneak in the end zone. It's not. It flies out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. I jinxed him. I told him it was going to be easy. My bad, Eric.
We won't tell them anything.
No, we're not telling them anything.
We'll just keep that one to ourselves.
Brush did go back to their original home unis.
Yes. Yeah, they tried the gray experiment. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that what we want to call it?
Yeah, gray pants. I think the numbers were gray. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan.
There's many years I can think about traveling out to Weld Central and looking at some of those wild colors. You couldn't even see the uniform numbers on there.
No. So Wiggins is the same way.
Just stay with what works best. Let's stay classic.
If you're gonna design a new uniform, put it on the field and go up in the booth.
Yeah.
If you can't read the number, you're not done designing yet.
No, you're right.
Rifle will walk back out here, first down from their own 35-yard line, I believe. They'll run a little comebacker route that picks up 4 yards. I don't know who caught it. I think it was Valencia. Indeed it was. Four-yard reception there from Gross to Valencia. Valencia will jog out. He'll be the lone man off the right side. They're off the far hash here. Running south. They hand it off to Saldivar. Saldivar is going nowhere. He loses a couple. Great defense there off Rifle's left side.
Yep, Dylan Snelling's the man right now. He's doing a great job running the ball and also playing some really good defense for the Beat Diggers.
A long 3rd and 6 here. Pretty generous spot there. Dominic Ontiveros on the sideline right now. Doesn't look hurt or anything. Just saving him up for a nice long
Yeah.
6 or so minute drive to end the half is what I think here. They run a comebacker route to Cook this time. Cook breaks the tackle. He's got the first down across the 50 into brush territory.
Yeah, Cook just getting downfield, settling up, finding an open spot in the field, and of course, he's got a height advantage over our defensive back, so it doesn't make it very difficult for him to catch the ball if the ball is delivered right on time, like it was.
About a 13-yard pitch and catch and a first down right at or inside the 50-yard line. 2 split out to either side on the near house this side. Turn around, hand it off. That's number 21.
Snelling.
Isaac Valencia.
Oh, Valencia, yep. 9 yards on that play.
Yep. That is kind of like Snelling. They wear the same number and they run kind of the same.
Yep.
Quick hitter. Give him about 6 yards on his second carry of the night. Same formation here. Same man in the backfield. He's to the right. They turn around, hand it off to him again. This time he gets across the 40-yard line. Give him 4 yards and a first down.
By number 87, Kale Stecker, and number 35, Ty Griffith.
Halfway through the second quarter, brought to you by Stubbs Gas and Oil. One-stop shopping does exist. Gas, food, and all your travel accessories. Get off I-76 at exit 66A in Wiggins to visit them. Make sure you stick around for your halftime show. Brought to you by Morgan Community College. Coming up here shortly. 2 split out. Left, 1 to the right, tight end to the right. Up the middle he goes. He's met. That's Valencia. He was met right at the line of scrimmage. That's Ty Griffith.
Ty Griffith and Snelling, both of those guys in on that tackle.
So they give him, they do. They give him a yard and a first down. There was only 3 yards on that first carry, so it was 3rd and 1. And then another yard gives Rifle first down as we're inside 6 minutes now. Well, Griffith did absolutely everything he could.
Yep.
Did it right. From Brush's 40. 2 men to the left, 1 to the right. Fake the handoff. Gross is going to roll to his left. First time he takes a hit. He's going deep down the field. Ooh, through the fingertips. That would have been a miraculous catch. He landed hard. I think it's Cook. It is. Was a really cool incompletion, but an incompletion nevertheless. Cook had a step and a half on a couple of Brush defenders and just couldn't lay out enough to catch that. And I think it was Cole Curtis that got a good shot in on Gross.
Yep.
Gross is like, that's why I don't like rolling to the left, Coach.
Trips to the
Can't
left.
see those coming. Hand it off to Valencia. He's stopped in the backfield there.
Cole Curtis.
Forward progress might give him a couple. They don't. They're going to give him 1. I'm looking on the side. Oh, there he is. Saldivar is away from his team on the sideline there, rolling his ankle a little bit. Must have twisted it.
And if he's not able to come back, that's a huge loss for this offense.
That is a big loss. Valencia toting the rock all right, though. 4:46 to go. Gross is going to roll to his left again. He's looking. He's going to launch it down the field again. That's Cook looking for Cook. Oh, good defense again. Cook had it in his hands a couple different times. Couldn't make that. I think Hunter Proctor was the DB there.
Hunter Proctor doing a great job turning around, finding the ball as it's in the air, and I believe he might have gotten his hand on it just a bit, that it took the concentration off for Rifle, and that's why that's an incompletion. So great job on the defense, not getting lulled to sleep on those run plays and knowing they're going to be throwing the ball.
So 4th and 10, or 4th and 9.5, just inside Brush's 40-yard line. And Rifle is going to go for it here. They go trips left again. They're going to roll to the left again. Gross is looking. They ran a comebacker that time. 15-yard gain, and then Rifle turns and runs it all the way down inside the 5-yard line.
So it's
a 30-yard.
30-yard gain on that play.
That was number 6, I believe, Austin Bolin.
And with those trips, they sent the two outside guys running deep patterns. He just found the open spot underneath, about 10 yards down the field. Enough to pick up the first down is all they were looking for, but he was able to turn it upfield and pick up more.
Yeah, his DB was still running down the field when he caught it, so they'll go 2 left, 1 right here. Hand it off to Valencia. Valencia will go kind of off that left side. He's pushing the pile. Brush is having problems trying to get a whistle here. They finally blow it dead.
Isaac Valencia, the ball carrier.
I misspoke. That pitch and catch made it down to the 10, not the 5. Now they're inside the 5.
Now they're inside the 5. It was a 25-yard
Yep.
pickup.
Brings up 2nd down and 1.
Second down and 1 here from inside the 5. They're a mere, might as well be goal to go. Saldivar's back in. He's wrapped up big time. Nowhere to go there. 7 carries for Saldivar.
So Ty Griffith and Brody Dick on that
Yep.
stop.
He's got the big one for 54. Other than that, Saldivar's been held in check.
Yep.
3:09 to go here in the second. Rifle threatening to take the lead. 2 left, 1 out right. Gross is going to go quarterback draw up the middle, and he gets in. Touchdown Rifle. Right at 3 minutes to go. Nice little quarterback draw there from Gross. All he had to do was take 2 steps and then reach out. He stands at 6'5", so not hard for him at all. Good play call there and good execution by the senior quarterback. Correction, junior quarterback.
13 plays, 65 yards, and a touchdown at 3 minutes to go in the second quarter for Rifle.
Extra point attempt is down, up, and that looks good. Rifle takes the lead, 14-7, 2:59 to go in the second quarter. Brush will have 3 minutes to try and answer here before the half, and Brush gets the ball back at the half as well.
Yep. So if they can put together a good drive here, maybe come away with some points would be good, but if not, just establish some good, consistent play, and then getting the ball in the second half, the game's exactly where they want it to be. So, hopefully they can get things going. But, so far it's been, like we talked about, it's the kind of game we expected it to be. I'm surprised that Rifle has not tried to throw the ball more like they've done towards the end of the game here, because they're, with Saldivar out, he's their main running guy. The other halfbacks run real good too, but he's their main guy, and they're looking at him again on the sidelines. Looks like something's wrong now with his shoulder or his arm or something. So maybe he's not able to come back in the second half.
They've completed passes to 4 different receivers too, so options all over the field for Rifle.
Yep.
As we recognize our seniors on the cheerleading squad.
Ball is teed up at the 40. Juan Sanchez back for Brush. I'd like to see him have a nice chance at a good game here.
Another one of those freshmen that are contributing early to this football team. Very talented.
Good kickoff here. It's going to travel back into the end zone. Juan tried catching it, but it was already inside, so they blow it dead. It'll be a touchback, and Brush will start at the 20-yard line.
And the way it was, he probably should have been back even further, because he had to put his hands up over his head to try to catch it. That's very difficult to do.
If you look at the first kickoff, it was a pooch kick, so I don't blame Juan for being up a little bit. First and 10 for Brush. They'll go full house again. Griffith, Ontiveros, and Ludgate. Behind Tyne. Tyne will turn around, head off to Dom. Dom goes off the left side. He cuts it up the field. Legs churning, close to the first down. I think he's got it.
For sure, he's got 9 yards. If not, he's got the first down.
He does. They give him 10 and a first. Pretty much the ideal way to start a drive.
Yep.
Just past the 30-yard line, call it the 31. 2:40 to go in the first half. Same formation here. Tight ends off the left side. Full house. Give it to Dom again. Dom's hit at the line. No, they faked it. They pitch it out to Griffith. Griffith's got the right side. Flag flies. I think they're going to get a hold here.
I think we got a hold on our center.
Well away from the play.
Yep. And there's that play. I knew they were going to try to go to option with that sometime. Yeah, I believe that might have been our center, if I'm correct, looking at.
So that'll take away the nice run there from Dom. With 2:28, Brush will have to back up here. Pretty much all the way to where they started. Just past the 20, nope. Just past the 15-yard line. Remains first down, call it 1st and 15. Tyne will remain under center, 2-man backfield, turn around. He'll roll to his right, throw it out to Kel Stegner. Stegner got the catch, he's got the first across the 40, 45, down to the 50. Nice pitching catch there from Tyne to Stegner.
Got a 25-yard pickup.
And Brush is going to call a timeout. First pass completion of the night for your Brush Beat Diggers, and it's a big one as they are in Brush rifle territory. A little bit of remnants of last year. Stegner just coming right across the middle of the field. Nobody really picking him up. He goes kind of above the linebackers and under the defensive backs, and he's left out all alone.
Yep,
that's good pass from Nate too.
Excellent job. That tight end cross, like an 80. It's called an 81 cross, where you've got him just trying to find that spot, behind the linebackers before the DBs, and if he's there, you hit him right away, and it's a big gain.
So Brush burns their first timeout. Timeout brought to you by Bailey Mechanical. Getting your house the right temperature is difficult. Call 970-522-0471 and let Bailey Mechanical go to work for you. Halftime coming up here in 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Stick around for your halftime show.
Now we got a breeze blowing in the window, finally.
Finally. Sun has gone down. The field is shadowed a bit. Lights are on.
Yep.
I don't blame Rifle for wanting the 6 o'clock kickoff. It's a long drive up there.
Yeah.
They'll get a chance to get home before 3 o'clock in the morning at least.
Yeah.
Full house here out of the timeout. Tight ends to the left. They go up the middle to Dom. Dom will pick up 4-ish. That wasn't Dom because Dom's just jogging on the field.
That was
Griffith?
I think it was Tanner. No, it was Ty.
It was Ty.
Okay.
Ty picks up 3. Just the 6th carry for number 35. Here's we're down under 2 minutes. Full house again here. They give it to Dom. Dom's going nowhere. Dom tried going up the middle and cutting out to the left, and he was nowhere to go. Ludgate will jog off. Levi Cox will jog in. Tyne will stay under center. Minute 30 to go. 3rd down and 7 for Brush.
Going unbalanced left again.
Just shy of Rifle's 45-yard line. They go up the middle. I think that's Griffith. Griffith will pick up another 3. Clock still running here. 4th down, 4 to go. Coach Rosenbrock taking his time. Wonder if he's thinking here. He's going to call a timeout.
Yep.
Boy, he burned a lot of time waiting to call that timeout. 51 seconds. Don't know if you want to throw a pass here because if it falls incomplete, you give Rifle the ball.
Yeah.
Just shy of the 50-yard line with 3 timeouts. Brush timeout brought to you by Champ Construction. Whether it's kitchen or bathroom remodel or floor-to-ceiling tile, call 970-571-1669. Estimates are always free. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think you try the hard count.
Yeah. I mean, that's just looking at. I'm trying to figure out, looking at who he's got in the huddle there and what they might be thinking. But yeah, you try the hard count possibly. If not, I don't know. You're looking at who our punter is. Is Eric? Is that right?
I think it's Ty.
Is Ty? Okay, so Ty. So, I mean, you could probably set him deep if you, but
they're gonna go for it.
Yep.
Ty's gonna go out of the shotgun here. He'll roll to his right. He's looking right. He's got his man open there. That's Eicher. Eicher's down the right sideline. Great play call by Coach Rosenbrock. About a 25, right? Another
Yep,
25-yard completion.
25
by
yards, yep.
Griffith to Eicher, and I don't know if he made it out of bounds or if they just stopped the clock
got
to move
another
the chains.
timeout.
We'll see.
The ball is
Rosenbrock's
just inside the 15. I'm sorry, it's at the 14-yard line.
So he did not make it out of bounds. They just had it stopped to move the chains. The clock's running down to 30 seconds here. They go back to the full house. They give it to Dom this time. Dom will go up the middle. He's got nowhere to go there. And Brush will burn its last timeout. With 22 seconds to go, down 14-7 in the second half.
Well,
Brush burns its third and final timeout, brought to you by Miller's Landscaping. You put so much time and effort into your show animals, offering a wide selection of livestock feed and supplies. Stop by 19645 Kennedy Road Q in Fort Morgan. Well, now what do you do?
well, let's see. I'd look for Cale Stegner again, an 81 dump. Let's see how they come out, where he lines up at, and possibly fake it. You know, it's a play action, so fake a dive and maybe take your chance throwing it downfield with him.
I'm going hard count on like every play. Just trying to get some cheap yards. No timeouts. I do agree. I mean, it's only second down. I'd go ahead and throw the ball.
Yep.
Just don't throw it to the guys in white.
Stegner will be lined up on the far side, which
That's the short side of the field. So
unless Hunter Proctor, no, I'd go.
Stegner's going split
Stegner's
out
going
wide
split.
here.
Yeah, they got splits.
Ty will be the quarterback out of the shotgun. Ludgate's to his left. They do. They get
Jump.
hard count, and they
Got
got
it.
him.
Nice.
Oh, Coach Carmen hits again. So an easy 5 yards there. Try it again. They're going to go with the same play here. Ludgate's to the left of Ty into shotgun. Ty drops straight back. He's looking left. He's going to throw out to Ludgate. Ludgate turns it up the field here. He gets down to the 10-yard line. Ty will run up. They got to spike it here, but it's third down. They're going to try and run a play here. 8 seconds to go. Ty will spike it. They'll be a yard short on fourth down with 4 seconds to go.
I'd take a chance maybe with Ty bootleg the ball. Run a bootleg.
They're going to kick a field goal.
Okay.
Well, within
I forgot we've got a
Rico's
kicker,
range.
so
we do have a kicker. So about 7 yards on the little flare out there for Tanner. Griffith 2 for 2 through the air tonight.
I'm used to coaching rec football. We don't kick. We just run as much as we can. So. Forgot they got a kicker.
Fair. I think if they had a timeout, I'd go ahead and go for it. But Rico here, snap down, kick up.
Good.
Good. Indeed it is. Brush takes 4 seconds off with their field goal attempt. They will go into halftime down 7-10, but a lot of momentum there as they're able to drive down and score in 3 minutes or less. We will take a timeout, come back with a halftime show brought to you by Morgan Community College right here on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Welcome into your Beat Digger halftime show presented to you by Morgan Community College. Start your associate degree, continue your education, or get a specialized certificate. Visit morgancc.edu for more. Brush down 14-10 to the visiting Rifle Bears. They're able to get a scoring drive there in the second quarter and a field goal to end the first half. Rifle, they're both two of their scoring drives fairly easy, marching down the field, able to actually get some completions, some long completions. Salvador with the big run of 54 yards to set up their first scoring drive. Pretty much like you said, Ron, pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, looking at each team had the ball 3 times in the first half, if I'm counting correctly here. And I know Brush didn't, Brush couldn't get any points on the board until their second possession, but that second possession was 15 plays, 75 yards, resulting in a touchdown from Ontiveros. And what was cool about that drive, or interesting, is that, we saw him come out in that full house backfield, but we had, who normally is Ontiveros is our starting right guard or left guard, and he's playing fullback, running the ball and being very effective. So, and Dom is no stranger to run the ball. He ran the ball a lot when he was younger and, early in his football career, but, was able to be moved over to the offensive line and has done a great job there. So, a good chance for him to get back and run the ball again. And then Brush's their third drive of the game was just the one that just ended right now, and that was 80 yards, 11 plays, and a field goal. So you're chewing up the clock. You're starting to do things that work really well. They mixed it very well with passing. They had two big pass plays that were resulted in first downs. One to Stegner and the other one to Wiley Eicher, which were huge,
Yeah.
and got him in that scoring position. So they're doing exactly what they need to do, and it's going to be interesting to see how they come back out the second half. I know each team will make adjustments at halftime. That's normal. Hopefully, there's nobody that's banged up or injured that can't come and play, and make it evenly matched. So have a good game come the second half.
The only notable injury is Nicholas Saldivar for Rifle. He's got maybe an ankle problem, maybe an arm problem. He was working on his ankle on the sideline. He came back in for one play, took a pretty good shot, went out, and that's a pretty big loss. That's 113 yards a game.
Yeah.
For Rifle standing on the sideline. So rushing stats for Rifle. Saldivar's leading the way with 70. He had the big one, the 54-yarder to set up the score. 7 carries. He also punched it in from 2 on that drive. Logan Grosser, quarterbacks, 23 yards, and he has a rushing touchdown as well on just 2 carries. And then the backup running back, the sophomore, Valencia, he has 10 yards on 5 carries on the night. So passing, Logan Gross, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 for 10, 68 yards through the airs. His go-to so far has been number 17, Cook. He's got 2 receptions for 22 yards. Washington has a catch for 14, and then Bolin had the big one for 25. And that's where Rifle stands. With their statistics for Brush, they're spreading the ball around an awful lot here. Ty Griffith, 7 carries, 37 yards. Tanner Ludgate, a couple carries, a couple yards. Nate Tynes ran the ball a couple times. Dominic Ontiveros has the 1 rushing touchdown. He's carried the ball 8 times for 39 yards, leading the way for Brush. And then Dylan Snelling, 1 rush for 7 yards. Ty Griffith, a couple completions through the air, 1 for 25, 1 for 7. Nate Tynes got a 25-yard reception, 1 for 2 through the air. Stegner and Eicher have your 2 25-yarders, and then Tanner Ludgate with a reception as well.
And what we talked about with the offense, that the thing about them is to being able to. I know Rifle watched film and they know Ty's the man that's going to get the ball. So what did Brush do? They took it away from him, gave it to somebody else. And so I know Rifle didn't expect that. They had to make adjustments, but that running game has been very successful, and we've been doing a great job of just getting contact and moving our feet. And if we do that, our running backs are quick enough when they hit the hole, they're off for big gains.
Watch out for penalties in the second half. That's kind of been the detriment of Brush all season. It's kind of been their detriment tonight. 2 big penalties on both the Rifle scoring drives.
Yep.
And that'll just be something to watch for in the second half. Once again, halftime brought to you by Morgan Community College. Start your associate degree, continue your education, or get a specialized certificate. Visit morgancc.edu for more. We'll go ahead and take another timeout, come back with second half action right here on 1010 KSIR. Brush, Fort Morgan. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to Beat Digger football from Beat Digger Stadium and Larry H. Mills Field. Home team Beat Diggers trail the Rifle Bears 14-10. Minute 30 away from second half kickoff. Halftime brought to you by Morgan Community College. Talked about adjustments being made. What do you think Rifle's biggest adjustment will be?
Rifle's biggest adjustment's got to figure out how they're going to stop the run game. That's the bottom line. So, I don't know, if they bring an extra guy down inside there to try to take away from that inside dive and that trap. But, that's fine, because if you shut down the inside trap, then all of a sudden we start running outside and it's big gainers too. So, that's probably the biggest thing. I don't think that they feel our passing game is as much of a threat. It's a good quick hitter at times, It's timed perfect where we pick up big plays, but
not what you want to rely on.
Not what you want to rely on.
And they know that.
So if they can take away the run game and force us to throw the ball, that's kind of exactly what that'll feed into their hands. So, we'll see. But it's, Brush is hard to defend. It doesn't really matter who you are. They're still hard to defend when they get going. And so, Rifle will still have their hands full, just like Brush will have their hands full with that quarterback. I look for him to open it up a little bit more.
I would too. If his starting running back is still out.
Yep.
I see him over there. He's still suited up, stretching out like he's going to come back. But we'll see. He'll have to wait. Anyway, Brush is going to get the ball to start the second half. Rifle is going to kick off south to north. They'll have a little bit of a breeze. That flag is actually whipping a little bit more. So that'll That'll play to Rifles' favor there. They might have the wind at their back in the fourth quarter. Ontiveros was your leading rusher in that first half. 8 carries, 39 yards, and a touchdown. Quarterback for Rifle led the way for them. He had a rushing touchdown on 2 attempts and was 5 of 10 through the air, 68 yards. Ball is teed up. Teams are on the field. Hand is up. We are moments away from your second half kickoff. Brush down 14-10. They'll get the ball to start here. Wobbly kick. Sanchez should just let this one bounce in to the end zone. He tried to catch it. Rolled in anyway. Brush will start at the 20-yard line. That's a freshman really wanting to make a play.
Yeah, definitely.
Really, he really wants to get the ball in his hands, and I don't blame him.
Yep. I mean, the guy's got amazing speed for a freshman, and he's only going to get better the more that he continues to work out and mature and everything. He should be in good shape. But yeah, he wants to make a play.
Ball's going to be placed at the 20-yard line. First and 10, your kicker.
They'll start in that full house again. Ludgate will go in motion here, and Brush is going to jump off sides. That's Wiley Eicher.
Well, that time they had a running back going in motion, just kind of sliding to the left, and I think that kind of threw Wiley off just a bit and thought the snap count was there, and he jumped too early.
Might have went hard count there. If they did, that's the first time in the first time that I've seen that hard count work against Brush between the second half last week and this week.
Dom's back out of the game now.
Not exactly how you want to start the second half,
No.
but it's okay. First and 15. Proctor will go out to the left. Tyne will go under center. Griffith and Ludgate behind him. Eicher comes in motion left to right. Tyne's going to roll out to his left. He stops, he spins. He's trying to make something out of nothing. He does. He ran into the sideline there and turned it up the field and picks up 3 or 4.
Yeah, great job by Tyne. Just a sprint, a rollout left, almost like the bootleg action. Get him upfield and see if he can pick up some yards, and brings him second down and 11, so not too bad. Picked up 4 yards.
Yeah. If your man's not open, don't try and force it by any means. I think that's something that the first-year starters learned in the first few weeks. Proctor will go out to the right this time. They're on the far hash. Same formation here. Wiley Eicher is off the right side. This time Tyne is rolling right. He was looking for Eicher.
Yep, that's a waggle pass right, and so he's got the run pass option. You know, that situation right there is probably a guess either way. He could have picked up at least good 6-7 yards on that play, but he saw the receiver there, tried to complete the pass, too much coverage.
Good there. Good coverage there by, I think that was 55.
Yep.
55 for the Rifle Bears. Giovanni Gonzalez. It's a cool name.
Correction on the receiver, it was number 9, Aiden Gutierrez.
We have a number 9?
Yeah, Aiden Gutierrez. Guess we do now.
I guess he's not on the roster, but okay. 2 running backs behind Tyne again. He'll turn around. He's going to drop straight back. Oh, big sack coming there. Never saw him coming. Came off Tyne's right side.
Came off the right side over.
That's the sophomore running back, Isaac Valencia. He comes off the edge and drops Tyne for a big loss.
That was between Dom and Caden Castrop at that time.
A little bit of miscommunication there because he was untouched. So Brush's first possession of the second half goes nowhere but backwards. It's 4th and 16 or 17. Ty standing almost on his own goal line to punt this thing away. Gross is standing back at the 50. Better punt here. Gross is going to get it at Brush's 45. He looks off the right side. He stutter steps. He's going to get dropped. Good coverage there by Brush. Gross only picks up maybe 4 on the return. And they'll still start in Brush territory. 10-16 to go and up 14-10 in the third quarter.
First down will start at the 40-yard line for the Rifle Bears. So interesting to see what this first possession will bring for Rifle.
Pretty quick first half. It's only 10 after 7. They'll go trips right here. Hand it off to Salvador. He's in the game. He picks up a quick 5 on their first play of the third quarter.
And once again, you know, not a good thing on our part is that we're giving them plus territory right off the bat. So shortening up the field makes it a whole lot easier to get down and score. Puts a lot of pressure on a defense.
They stop his progress short. He only picked up 3. They'll go trips right again. Salvador's to the right of Gross. They're on the far hash. Gross is going to roll to his right. There's that comebacker. He missed it. He's going to roll back to his left. He's got blockers in front of him now. Rush got to stretch this thing out. They do. That's a great job. That is a great job. It was 2-on-2 there. Blockers to brush defenders, and they stretched that thing out and allowed backup to come. And Gross, they say, picks up 3. About 3 yards there as he dove forward. But that could have been a heck of a lot worse.
Yes. Brings him to the 35-yard lane of Brush.
Gross kind of missed his comeback route there. I think it was Bolin was open there. Instead, it's 3rd and 4. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Gross is looking right. He decides to tuck it and run. He's going to get wrapped up short of the first. Might have picked up a couple there, but it will be 4th down. They just keep moving. Goodness. 4th and 1. On the plays, I think they go a little farther. It's short, and then the plays, I think they stop them short. It's more than, I don't know. I need the yard markers on the inside of the sideline.
Yeah, that would be nice to see those. It's always a challenge at high school football.
It is. 2 split out left, 1 to the right. They try to go hard count there. They give to Salvador. Salvador stuffed.
Great job.
Great 4th down stop by Brush. No debate about it. Salvador goes nowhere, and Brush is going to take over on downs. I think Brush guessed. They sent the house, and they guessed right.
Yes, they did. And, you know, that's hats off to that defense because of the short yardage that they allowed him at the beginning of this, but really playing sound defense and coming up big when they needed to, cuts this drive short, and now it's Brush football.
Great secondary play that whole drive. Gross isn't able to even get the ball out of his hands. He's got to tuck it and run it twice. Did a great job containing that. Ludgate goes in motion here out of this full house. They turn around, hand it off to Dom. Dom goes off the left side. He's going to pick up maybe – he's still going. Picks up 3.
Yep.
I think we got a Rifle Bear player who's hurt. Oh, it's the big dude.
Yep.
Number 76, Kate Street, is a little bit
hobbling on that right knee.
A little bit.
Got caught up underneath the pile there.
Makes his way off sideline under his own power. It's always good to see. 2nd and 7 for Brush. They stay in that full house. Ludgate on Taveros and Griffith. Ludgate goes in motion right to left. Pitch it out to Griffith. Griffith's got the left side. He's got a blocker out in front. 1st down is picked up. Gets to the 50, crosses the 50, down to the 45, short of the 40-yard line. About 25 yards or so.
Yep.
Nice pitch there. Run from Tyne to Ty Griffith. Big play into plus territory. 7:18 to go, down by 4.
And we got to give hats off to Caden Castro. He was the pulling tackle on that play, and he led the way for Ty Griffith to pick up all those yards. Great job on the part of the offensive line.
He looked like a freight train.
Yes.
That Rifle Bear wanted nothing to do with that pulling offensive lineman. They go back to Dom here up the middle. Dom just pushing the pile, refusing to go down.
The ball carrier originally was stopped at the line of scrimmage, but he continued his forward progress. Right now by number 58.
Give Dom a couple. Oh, they move it a little more. Give him 3.
Isaac Valencia.
Dom is the embodiment of Brush football. 3 yards and a cloud of massive dust.
Yes.
They'll split a couple guys out, 1 to either side here. Tyne will stay under center. Griffith and Ludgate in the backfield. Turn around. Handed off to Griffith, I believe. Ty Griffith tries to go up the middle. Might have gained a couple. So they spot this thing. They spot it shy of the 35. Be about 3rd and 6. Halfway through the third quarter already. Third quarter brought to you by Better Electric, covering all electric work from residential to commercial to agriculture. Better does matter. Call 970-521-1030. Off the left side now. That play goes nowhere. Try a little misdirection there to Ludgate. Ludgate loses about 4 yards.
Yeah, and if you're watching brush football, that's a 37 where the backside guard pulls and Dom didn't get there quick enough. The guy he's supposed to block had great penetration, and he blew the play up.
So they are just outside Rifles' 40-yard line. Call it 41. 4th down, 4th and 10. Brush is going to go for it. Griffith will be your shotgun quarterback. He's got a man to his right. I think he's going to roll right. He does. He's got Stegner there. He's running for his life. He throws it. Stegner caught it right over a Rifle Bear defender. Stegner catches it just shy of the 25-yard line. About a 15-yard rifle from Griffith. Griffith was being hunted down like a mule deer by a pack of wolves. 15-yard pitch and catch. Ty Griffith 3 for 3 through the air tonight.
And coming at big time, big plays, big downs.
Yeah. Nice 4th down conversion. Brush needed that. Momentum kind of swings back in their way. Griffith will go back to his running back spot. Him and Ludgate. Give it to Ty. Ty gets blown up there. That play goes nowhere. Ty no more than had the ball and was hitting the backfield.
Yeah, that's the play side. The right side of their offensive line, just not getting to those linebackers. The tackle on this side, not going down blocking on that trap play.
Coming down on 4 minutes here. Rush lost a yard. Proctor will jog off. Stegner and Eicher will jog on, as will Caleb Jimenez, number 55. We're going to go full house here. Ludgate's going to go in motion right to left. Tight ends to the right. Pitch it out to Griffith. Griffith's got the left side again. He's got room to run. He's got the first down. No, yeah, he does. Got the first down. Give Ty Griffith 13 yards in the first. I thought I see him kind of trip and fall, but he got forward and got to the sideline.
Should be right at about the 11-yard line. Should be where the ball's placed. And Caden Castrop once again leading that play. So that's been money play for him both times.
Yeah.
He's called it a great time. Caden Castrop does a great job of getting out there and leading the block.
Levi Cox will check in. They're definitely worried about Dom coming up the middle. They're crashing hard that way.
And that was, I think, some of the adjustments they tried to make, or they made at halftime to take away that inside trap.
They'll stay in that full house. Weicker will be your tight end on the right. Stegner on the left. Ludgate's going to go in motion again. No, Cox is going to go in motion right to left. Around there's Dom. Nope. Yep, Dom up the middle. It's a good fake by Tyne. Thought Tyne had it.
Pick up about 6 yards for Dom. Ball
6
should be
yards.
right at about the 5, right? Just outside the 5.
Must have been. It was goal to go, so it must have been inside the 10.
Yep. Ball actually was placed at the 11, I thought.
Going to stay in that full house again. They're on the far side of the hash. 3 minutes to go. Ludgate's back in. Motion right to left. There's that fake.
Option.
Tyne's got an option here. He's going to keep it. He's going to go for the goal line. He's going to come up about a yard short. Good run by Tyne. Tyne picks up 6 yards. A couple of good runs here by Tyne in the second half. Brush taking an awful lot of time off the clock here in this third quarter. Double-digit plays, a nice 4th down conversion. Stegner's going to jog off, I believe. Full house again. They give it to Dom. Dom's going to go up the middle. He's Stopped short, pushed back. He's going to make it back to the original line of scrimmage. But no score there, and it's going to be 4th down. Goal to go. Clock winds down on 2 minutes in the third. Eicher and Snelling will check in. Griffith will be under center. Quarterback sneak.
Could be money right now.
It is. Quarterback
Wide
sneak.
open.
Ty is untouched as he dives across for your beat Digger touchdown. They take the lead 16-14. Point after upcoming. 1 yard. Quarterback sneak touchdown for Ty Griffith.
Brush has their first lead of the game.
12 carries on the night for number 35, and he finally gets into the end zone as Eric Rico will take his steps back. Minute 44 to go in the third. A little bit of a high snap there. Rico gets the kick. Up and good. Oh, the refs, they took their sweet time, decided if that was good or not.
Yes. Yeah, and looking at that drive, Tyler, that is an 11-play, 70 yards, culminating with a touchdown by Ty Griffith at 1 minute and 44 seconds to go in the third period. And, you know, they took that ball over at their own 30-yard line and just marched it down the field, basically behind 11 run plays and one big pass play on 4th down, which converted to a first down and set up the score. So great job doing what they need to do, run the ball, and then once in a while throw a pass in there and surprise them.
That sweep play was money. Both times they ran it in the second half. Ty's picked up 10 yards or more. I have a feeling we'll see it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and you know, Rifle did make an adjustment. They tried to take away the majority of that inside trap play, and they did that at times. But once again, like I said, that leaves the outside off tackle plays wide open, and we had big gainers on those plays.
Rico's kickoff here will land at about the 5-10 yard line. Bobbled on the pickup there. Gets out to the 20. That's number 4 for the Rifle Bears.
Omar Silva
Takes it out to just shy of the 30-yard line, I believe. I think that's the worst starting field position Rifles had.
Exactly, yeah. So good job on the special teams. Good job for Eric Rico pinning him deep back there and forcing him to have to, gain as many yards or come out as quick as they can and try to see if they can pick up yards. So
90 seconds to go in the third. Rifle takes over, trailing now by a field goal. They give it to Valencia here. Valencia is going to get gang tackled, about 5 or 6 brush feet. There's Griffith there to clean him up. Valencia's going to stay in the game. I think Saldivar may be done for the night.
yeah, ever since he got injured in that second half there, he hasn't really.
I think he tried it
Yep.
on that first play of the second half, and I think he's just saying nope.
Season's still early. 2 split out right, 1 to left. Gross looks right, runs a comebacker here. Pass is completed, yard shy of the first down.
Street came back into the play, but I'm watching him. He's hobbling in that last play. He was trying to pass block, and our defensive end just basically picked him up and threw him on the ground. He could not get any kind of footing on the ground, and he's limping on that knee right now. So
That's Gross's favorite target thus far. He's got 3 receptions on the night.
if I'm a
Now they
defensive
give him
end,
the
I'm
first
sorry.
down. They give him the first down. Didn't know that. Trips left this time. They give it up the middle to Valencia. Valencia picks up 6. Ty Griffith in on the tackle. He's all over the field. 20 seconds to go. Franklin Garrett will jog off. See if Rifle can get another play off here before the end of the third quarter. Break the huddle, 10 seconds to go. 2 right, 1 left, shotgun snap.
hand it off to Valencia. Valencia will get a yard, and he's dropped in the backfield. That will bring the third quarter to the end. Brush takes the lead on a long scoring drive, 17-14. We'll take a quick timeout, come back with the fourth and final right here on 1010 KSAR, KSAR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to the fourth quarter tonight, brought to you by Rudy's Tires. 9 is the magic number. 9 locations across northeast Colorado and Nebraska means there's always a location close by. Visit rudystires.com for more. 9 is the magic number. A nice 9-minute drive in this fourth quarter by Brush to put this away.
Yep.
Send everybody home happy. They got to get a stop here on 3rd and 4 against Rifle here, just at the 45-yard line of Rifle. Brush is bringing the house here. They do. They stop Gross. Gross went with the quarterback draw. Man, there's not a lot of audibles
Nope.
in high school, but you needed one there. Brush read that. They were bringing the house from the beginning, and Gross goes nowhere and might even have lost the yards. 4th and 5. I think Rifle is going to punt this away. A lot of personnel change. And Brush will get the ball back with a little over 11 minutes to go on the fourth, up by 3.
Yeah, right now, Rifle's got to be thinking about health of players. They've got some
Yeah.
key guys that have been injured in this game, and it's not going to help them in the long run.
Snap back. First punt of the night, I believe. Or no, second punt of the night. As Rico is going to let this thing bounce. Takes a nice rifle bounce. Sanchez is, I know I said Rico, I apologize.
Sanchez, yep.
Juan Sanchez gets dropped inside the 10-yard line. He had a hard time getting control of that ball. Landed and then took a nice rifle, one of those quick end-over-end bounces. Glad he held on to it, though. He got popped and was able to hold on to the ball. One thing Brush has done a very good job of this game, no turnovers tonight. Taking care of the ball, and you see where it leads. Up 3, and the length of the field, this is a typical way to put a Brush game away, right?
Yes.
Here. They'll come out full house. Turn around, hand it off to not Snelling, I know that. Picks up a few yards there off the right side. Still don't know who ran the ball.
Yeah, like I said, I'm looking at the numbers on the jerseys are kind of difficult to see because of the gold, the way that it's set out. They're not outlined as bright as they've been in the past or as clear. So
7 yards, though.
Yep.
7 yards. Griffith is now your man in the middle there in the full house. I think Rifle's going to... What do we got going on here?
Gutierrez is checking out. Something's wrong.
Oh, maybe he's bleeding or something.
Yeah. Equipment issue possibly. Who knows? Oh, too many men in the huddle.
Oh.
Too many men in the huddle.
Oops. 5-yard penalty for
Yeah.
Brush.
And
Takes
right-
him back. Now it'll be 2nd and 8 or so.
Yep. And right now, you want to be able to milk that play clock, go down as far as you can, or use as much time as you can in this drive.
They'll hand it off to Ty. Ty's going to break it off the right side. Thought I saw a face mask there,
Looked
and
like
they're going to get a hold here.
Oh, that's a
They're going to get a hold, I think, on Samuel Thomas Poss. The second time Poss is kind of get held up there well after the play, and Griffith is going to gingerly walk off the field here.
So Dom should go in the backfield as
Levi Cox will check in.
Yep. Caleb Jimenez will check in on offensive line for him at guard. Almost had 12 guys in the field again.
So that penalty backs Brush all the way to the 9-yard line. Clock's going to run here. It's still 2nd down. Turn around, hand it off up the middle to Dom. Dom's got room to run here. Ran into his own guy, but he picks up about 5 before he's met.
I believe he ran into Levi Cox that time, didn't he?
He has lead blocker.
Yeah. If you're going to be a lead blocker,
Yeah,
you better get
better
moving.
get out of the way. So Dom does pick up about 5.
Yeah, Ty's kind of hobbling down there. Doesn't look like it's anything major.
He
But
cramps.
yeah.
About once a game, Ty will cramp up a little bit. He'll be back in here directly. 9:38 to go. 3rd and 7. Ty hands it off up the middle to Dom again. No, he doesn't. He fakes it. He's off the right side.
Nice little bootleg run to the right. Excellent job. Both times they've called that, it's been at the right time because they've ran that inside dive, inside trap play. Sets it up perfect.
First down, 8 yards. 8
Yep.
yards on the carry for Tyne. And he'll take a breather, and Griffith will jog back in. You're right. Perfect time.
Yep. Those have been some hard yards to get. They were inside their own 10-yard line. Now they're out to the 20-yard line.
Yep.
So, that 10 yards, 11 yards right there has been very difficult for them.
Ty will go under center here. Man in motion with Eicher. He'll go left to right. Tile. Can't really tell.
And where to go.
Off the far side of the field there. 8:40 to go. Brush milking the clock. Milked almost 3 minutes off now.
Yep.
Haven't gone very far.
No. No, they're still pretty deep in their own end zone, or own end of the field
Yeah.
right there. So see what the big play is. Maybe Wiley Eicher on a quick hitter here.
He jogs in.
Yep.
Griffith will stay at quarterback. Proctor will split out to the left here. They're on the far hash. They're going south to north. Ty. Must have been a quarterback sneak.
Yep.
Gains a couple inches.
Yeah, that down marker didn't move at all, hardly. Just kind of wavered back and forth.
Yeah. Not even a loss a yard. 3rd and 12 here. See if Coach Rosenbrock's got one more kind of surprise play up his sleeve here. Proctor will jog it in. Clock still running. Under 8 minutes now. Proctor will split out to the left. Ty under center. He's going to roll out to his left. I'll throw a wounded duck there. That ball's going to be picked off. I think Rifle picked that ball off. It fluttered in the air for just a little too long. That's number 9 for the Rifle Bears, Jesus Martinez. Basically was running the route for man he was playing defense against, and he just jumped up and picked that ball off in the air, and now Rifle, best field position of the night, inside Brush's 30-yard line.
Yeah, and like we were saying earlier, I mean, they were working with 20 yards of field that whole time there, so they were picking up yards slow and little at a time, and ended up turning it over, and now sets up Rifle with prime field position.
Trips left. Gross will roll that way. He's keeping it. Being chased down here. He splits 2 defenders. Picks up about 5 yards. With Saldivar out and Cook injured. Gross, I think, will have to carry his team here in the last 7 minutes, 3 seconds.
Brush has got to come up with a stop right now, because if they chew this clock up, they've got under 7 minutes to go right now. They may not have a chance to get the ball back again.
2 split out right, 1 to the left. I think Rifle's going to call a timeout. Coach isn't happy. Rifle calls a timeout, brought to you by Northeastern. When you're a traditional or non-traditional student looking for an associate's degree or specialized certificate, visit njc.edu. Thanks for the light. I appreciate it. It gets kind of dark in here. So Rifle burns its first timeout. Brush still has all 3. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, those are going to come in handy. Depending on this drive here, they've got to force them to either punt the ball or at least hold them to a field goal.
Yeah, if they pick up a first down, I mean, they're already right on the fringe
Yeah.
if they were to kick a field goal.
So they're inside they're just outside the 25-yard line.
Yeah. I believe the first attempt for Rifle. I think it was a 37-yarder that
Yeah.
was no good. So they'll go 2 split out right.
Comes a
Rush
blitz.
is bringing the house. Flag flies.
I think false start number 76.
I think so too.
Yep, left tackle.
Ty Griffith looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
Yeah. Trying to get an early jump with that bad leg of his, and he jumped just a little too soon. The referee right there saw it, called the penalty,
Yeah.
marched him back 5 yards.
So that helps Brush. Now they're just outside the 30. 6:25 to go. Clock still running. 2 right, 1 left. Shotgun set. Valencia's to the left of Gross. Gross is going to look right, throw right. Came around the comeback around. Oh, number 7 for Rifle. Splits a couple tackles there. Eicher's going to try and bring him down. He can't. Ooh, he lost the ball. He lost the ball, but they say he crossed the goal line. Crossed the goal line. That's a pitch and catch of 30 yards. Joe Valencia did most of the work there. It was about an 8-yard throw is all. And Joel split a couple defenders and outran everybody to the pylon.
Yeah, and that's a play. You know, that's just get the ball in his hands, and from that point on, he just does all the work. And you got to rely on your defensive backs to come up and make contact, get their hands on him, and wait for everybody else to come and tackle. And didn't happen that time.
Extra point is up. That looked like it went left. It did not. Sneaked inside. He kicks it higher than the goalpost, so it's kind of hard to tell. 6:09 to go. Rifle takes the lead, 21-17.
Well, I'd say the positive part about this is that Brush still has time on the clock to finish off this drive. So it's all in their hands. I mean, this is what you're waiting for. If you can have the last possession of the game, possibly chew up the clock and go ahead and score and win the go-ahead touchdown.
3
That's
timeouts.
where you want to be. 3 timeouts. Key is holding on to the ball.
I talked about turnovers. I might have jinxed it, might have not, but that's what ended that last drive was a pick. That's the only turnover they've had tonight. They've done a good job holding on to the ball. Sky Ranch Golf and Grill. They've got a great golf course as well as daily specials at the grill. Stop by west of Sterling on Highway 14. Short 6 minutes away. Make sure you stick around for your post-game show brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Discuss this game a little bit. Look ahead to next week. Brush will travel to Arvada. I'll be there alongside one and only John Beltran.
That'll be a great crew for that broadcast.
Thank you. John, I'll just rely on John to carry it.
He does a fantastic job.
He does. Sanchez will let this one bounce by him. Outside the end zone it goes, and Brush will start at the 20-yard line again. As good a field position as Rifle has gotten, Brush has gotten the opposite.
Yes. And that's a little bit of a pretty good kicking job on the part of Rifle, but also the inexperience at the return men back there, not being able to come up and get the ball and get a good solid return. So something they can work on.
Giovanni and Gallus ran in, so Dom will be in the middle of the full house here. Tying under center, 6:08 to go. Brush now trails 21-17, fourth quarter. They start with a pitch out to the left side. Ty Griffith looking for room. He turns it up the field. Makes it up past the 25-yard line. Maybe.
Should be right about there, yep. 5 yards for Ty.
Yeah. Not a bad start. Heading in the right direction. Same formation again. Ty and turn around, hand it off to Dom. Dom will go up the middle, and he's stopped.
It's almost as like that play that Nate was really having to reach to get him the ball.
Yeah.
And luckily, it did not turn into a fumble.
Figure Dom's only had 1 week of practice playing running back. That timing might not be perfect. Clock coming down on 5 minutes.
Dom should be back in at guard now.
Yep. Gonzalez jogs off. We'll split a man out wide right. Tyne will remain under center. 2 running backs behind him. Griffith, Ludgate. They fake the handoff. Tyne's going to roll to his right. Threw it just a little bit behind Stegner there. Pass falls incomplete. Stegner had a lot of room there.
Little bootleg pass right at that for that play, incomplete. Trying to throw it to that slot receiver on that side.
Clock stops at 4:45. 4th and a long 4. Griffith will be your quarterback. Proctor will jog out to the right. Now they're going to punt.
Yep. We called timeout.
Rush does call a timeout.
I don't believe they had the right personnel in there for that punt.
It didn't look like it.
It didn't look like it because I saw 2 more guys go back in who were on punt team. We had 2 guys come off, 2 didn't go back on. Great, he's got to call the timeout. Now it looks like we're bringing offense back on again, except for Franklin, who's our center.
Were they going to try a fake punt?
I think they probably were, and Franklin came running off. So they've got the first-team offense back in there again.
Rush timeout brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants. Since 2003, they've been providing big firm product with small firm relationships. Visit westerneci.com for more. Yeah, I think there was a fake call there.
Yep.
And they didn't have the guys they wanted. Coach Rosenbach said, let's just don't waste a play.
No.
Let's get the offense back out there, and Ty will go shotgun quarterback here. Ludgate to his right. Proctor split out to the left. They're on the near hash here. Got a man split out right as well. Griffith will roll to his right. He'll throw it across the middle, just over the head of his intended receiver. I think that was Wiley Eicher.
Wiley, or do we have, who's our?
Number 6, maybe? Edgar
Trying
Navarro.
to look, I can't tell.
6 and 8 look a lot.
Yeah, right. Navarro, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that pass falls incomplete, and a turnover on downs now with 4:40 to go. Rifle again gifted some really, really nice field position. Trips right here, handed off to Valencia. Valencia's going to go off the left side, ditches a tackle, turns it up the field, picks up the first down.
And stays in bounds, too, and the clock keeps running, I think.
Yeah, they might have just stopped it to move the chains.
Yeah, clock keeps running.
12 yards.
Yeah.
There for one. Isaac Valencia, 9th carry on the night, longest carry of the night for number 21.
And the defense has been on the field a whole lot more than what they wanted to this second half, and that's in these last 2 drives.
2 left, 1 right. Brush is bringing the house again, and I think they got Rifle to flinch.
Their right tackle, number 54.
It'll be a false start.
Marcus Washington.
.411 to go now. Clock will start running again. Backs him up to 1st and 15. They're on Brush 20-yard line. Hand it off to Valencia. Valencia will go off left side. Flag flies.
I think 76 held, yep.
And I don't think he's happy about it either.
No. Well, you know, he's not mobile. He can't move, so he's going to have to grab jerseys and grab people and pull him down because he's just got a bad leg. But
yeah, I saw a foot fly up in the air. It looked like the ball for a second. I was like, what's going on down there? Well, that backs him up even more. Heading in the right direction, if you're a Brush fan.
Yeah, definitely.
Backs him all the way up. The clock's still going to run, though. As soon as they place the ball, they do.
Yeah, this is first down and forever.
They're on the 31. They got to get to like the 5.
Yeah.
I don't think Rifle much cares.
No.
Trips right. Tight end to the left. Gross is going to roll right. Why are you throwing it?
Throw
They
it
go
deep, wide open.
That's why you throw it. Touchdown Rifle. That's Joe Valencia. Oh, he might have got a taunting call there as a flag flies. Touchdown's going to stand. Joel Valencia, 31-yard pitch and catch there. He had at least 5 yards on his DB.
Yeah, the defensive back got into his zone, but just stopped getting as deep. And once that receiver made his break and was in full stride, he needed to turn and run with him, and he just let him go.
Yep.
And it's just a matter of throwing the ball up, and that quarterback and receiver, good combination.
I don't know who the penalty was on. Might call it on Brush.
I think it might have been. I think it might have been on
whoever the DB. Penalty will be assessed on
Yep.
the kickoff, so we'll find it. We'll find
out who it's on, or if it was on us or them.
Extra point, snap down, kick is up and good. Rifle goes up 28-17 with 3:30 to go in the fourth. Now Brush has got an awful lot of work to do. 3.5 minutes away. Stick around for your post-game show brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Weekdays at 1 p.m. Don't miss out on 1010 Preps and More with John Beltran. He'll give you a rundown on everything from Broncos and Rockies to college sports and prep sports. A 3-decade staple for sports fans is on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com at 1 p.m.
Well, it's not where Brush wanted to be at this time in the game. Obviously, things were working all in their way, and all of a sudden, just like that, it changes. It's all over with. They come back and they put 2 scores up there and put this game out of reach. But Brush has got to come out. They got to just continue pounding away with what they do. They can't get down. They've got to continue to work because the season's not over with. They've got to go week by week, game by game. So that there's no letting down right now.
So that penalty was on Rifle because they're going to have to kick off from the 25.
I think it might have been the receiver after the play because
Yeah.
I think he put his hands in the face of our DB, which I think
He's John a little
is
bit.
that Aiden Gutierrez, I think, who was back there, number 9? Who's
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's who it was because I saw him, kind of saw those two in the same area, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Rifle goes. Oh, a little pooch kick here. Somebody better grab that thing. They do.
Oh, man. Whew. That was
Brush
a hit.
grabs it at the 40-yard line. That was number 3
Yep.
for Brush. Perciotto. He caught it, but he paid the price for it.
Yes, he did.
So Brush will take over. 3:30 to go. Fourth quarter down 28-17.
Ball will be just outside the 31-yard or the 25-yard line? No, 40-yard line, actually. I'm
40.
sorry.
Maybe the best field position
Gosh,
Brush has had all
yeah.
game.
They were moving it up and down, and I'm
Brush going to try a little something different here. They're going to go trips right.
Yep.
One left. Trips to the wide side of the field. Tyne, shotgun quarterback. He rolls right. He's got a man open. That's Eicher. Eicher picks up 7 or 8 yards, but he stays in bounds. Well, if you can't beat them, I guess try what they try.
Yeah, try what they're trying.
So Tyne picks up second completion of the night. Eicher, his second reception. Clock under 3 minutes to go now. They go trips left. They just flip the formation. Ties the running back. They're going to roll left this time. Tyne's looking. Good block there by Ty. Throws it. Passes complete. At the Rifle 45-yard line. Ludgate, the receiver on that. About a 10-yard or so.
Yep.
Flip it again. Trips right. Stegner's the man on the left, split out wide. Shotgun here for Tyne. Tyne's looking left. He's going to go deep for Stegner. Stegner is way overthrown there. Cook had a chance at a real easy pick there. A little miscommunication. Tyne, I think, wanted Stegner to go to the outside. Stegner was going inside.
Yeah, it almost looked like Cook was in the pattern for us.
Yeah. Pass falls incomplete. Stops the clock. 2:20 to go. Brush still with a couple timeouts. Second down from the 49-yard line. Or no, I'm sorry, 44-yard line. Having the numbers painted on the field would be nice too.
We got to tell them that, right, for homecoming. Maybe
Yeah.
they can get the numbers painted.
Beggars can't be choosers, but still.
Have to talk to our facilities director.
Yeah. I'll go talk to Lance.
He's wide open.
Tyne's going to roll right this time. He's got all the room in the world. Throws a laser. Gosh, they can rifle that thing. Flag is down. Way back over here.
I believe it's on Thomas Poss. I think it's going to be a holding call on Thomas Poss.
I think so as well. That'll back Brush up.
Because that defensive lineman, number 56, was hot on the tail of Nate Tyne. And all Poss could do was just grab a hold of him.
Oh, that was on defense.
Okay.
Hands in the face.
So it might have been him as he was running down.
Yeah. Griffith will get the play in from the sideline. I think Eicher and Snelling are going to check in here. No, maybe not. Maybe the next play. First down for Brush. 10-yard penalty. Snelling and Eicher do check in.
Until Skateris comes out, number 9.
And now we got whistles.
And Nate's out also.
Oh, there looks like a lot of beat diggers standing there.
Yeah, there's a, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 12 guys in the huddle, isn't there?
Yeah, that's kind of 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like too many. I'll put it that way. Oh, changing the clock. Adding 12 seconds back onto it.
Unless I'm counting, it looks like 12 guys in that huddle.
It just looks like too many. It looks like there's 15
1,
out there.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Am I counting?
They're going to... Whatever. Ty will take the shotgun snap here. He'll fake it. He's going to run to the right. He's got room to run. Tanner throws a block. Ty will gain 7 or 8 yards on that carry after all that. Rush will call a timeout. Okay, I'm going to count them again.
I know.
10,
11.
11. Okay.
Well,
You wouldn't think that we would know more, but gosh,
it sure did
looked
look
like
like
it.
they had 12 guys out there.
15 carries for number 35. He gained 6 on that one. 1 timeout left for Brush. Down 28-17 with 2 minutes to go. Once again, fourth quarter brought to you by Rudy's Tires. 9 magic number. 9 locations across Northeast Colorado and Nebraska means there's always a location close by. Visit rudystires.com for more.
Well, you know, on the road next week.
Going against Arvada. I know nothing about Arvada.
Interesting to see what they've got, what they're going to bring to the table. You know, all the years I'm familiar with them, they've always been a 4 and a 5A school, but, you know, in that Denver area and that Arvada area, it's schools.
A lot of new schools.
A lot of new schools, a lot of kids moving out of those towns, and so definitely affects enrollment and where they're playing.
2 split out right, 1 to the left, that one Stegner. Stegner's got all the room in the world. Griffith's looking that way. He's going to throw it to the back end. He's looking for Tanner. That ball is caught. Oh, no, it's
right
not.
through the hands of the defensive back from Rifle. I almost thought that looked like it was going to pop right into Tanner's hands.
It did.
And Parker Miller had his hands up there first on it, trying to snag it out of the air, but it went right through his hands and kind of bobbled it. And Tanner couldn't pick it up. Yeah.
After all that, pass ball was complete. Dang it. It looked like it went right into Tanner's hands. That's that play they ran with Cesar last year,
Yes.
right up the middle. I remember it against Severance to help send Brush to the state game. Oh, a little bit of mix up here. Man in motion right to left. Griffiths under center. He's going to roll to his
Wide open.
left. Throws it, passes complete down inside the 15-yard line. Is that Wiley Eicher? I believe it is. 15-yard pitch and catch. Now Brush trying to hurry here. Minute 30 to go. Ty will spike it. It'll be second down. 10 to go to get inside the 5. Just inside the 15-yard line, call it the 14. And Rifle is going to call its second timeout of the half.
Well, a good effort by the part of Brush opening up the offense and,
Yeah.
throwing the ball to see what they've got. Of course, it does make it a little bit easier when Rifle is playing back because they know that all they've got to do is throw the ball. So they're giving them the opportunity to complete some of those passes. But I like that. That was a great pass, a great rollout on the part of Griffith to get that ball downfield. So, not bad.
Good catch by Eicher,
Yeah.
too. He was, defender was right on him.
Yep.
Griffith led him perfectly. Just like to see some of this earlier.
Yeah.
Trips right, Stigner's to the left. Salvador's back in the game there. Try to go in hard count here. Griffith will take the direct snap. He'll run off the left side. Salvador's there. Flag fly. It's going to be holding.
Yep.
Joe wasn't happy, and the ref kind of wasn't happy back at him.
No. And number 76 right there. He's laying on the ground and, went face first right on the sidelines.
Yeah, I think if I was him, I'd call it a night.
Yeah. Well, he's coming out now. It's taking
Yeah.
the last minute of the game. But, that just goes to show just, there's toughness, injury and pain, So he's playing through a lot of toughness right there, which is good. But
Oh.
that was it.
Yeah, they called a personal foul.
Yeah, that was him.
Maybe that's why. That's why the ref kind of jawed back at Joe there. Joe was like, "Are you throwing that on us?" And he's like, "No, I'm not."
Yep.
I like it when refs get a little fiery. It'll be first and goal now from the 6-yard line. Minute 30 to go. I apologize. Third down.
Third down, yep.
They're down from the 6, and they got to get to the.
Correction on the down, it's third down.
I don't even know. 3rd and 4. Trying to get.
Third, yeah, it is about 4 yards.
Griffith fakes the handoff. He walks into the end zone up the middle. Ty Griffith's second score of the night with a minute 26 to go. Pulls a little bit closer. Brush still one timeout left. Trying to pull off a miracle here. I think they're going to go. Yeah, they're going to go for 2. Pull within a field goal. Ty runs it in from 6 yards out. Picks up the score. Second of the night.
That's a 9-play, 60-yard drive resulting in that touchdown by Ty Griffith. So not a bad possession for them.
Giovanni Gonzalez checks in. I would put Dom in the back and then I'd run a quarterback sneak.
Yep.
Ty is under center. Dom's right behind him, full house. They give it to Dom. Dom's going to be dragged down from behind. 2-point conversion is no good. Score stays 28-23 Rifle.
At number 59, Troy.
I like the idea. The execution was not
Yes.
where it should have been.
Well, and going into that, you would got to believe that Rifle had the key on that inside trap.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You know, do you run something to the outside possibly? Yeah, you know, take your chances there.
Yeah.
I've always liked a lot of our off-tackle plays down short in the goal line, like a 46, 47, or even at 36 and 37. Just a quick hitter right off tackle.
Yep. I was always a fan of a hard count on a 2-point conversion.
You are a hard count guy, aren't you?
Oh, I am. I wish we used to use it all the time.
Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
If you're good at it, you're going to do it.
Yep. It really, I mean, if you can get the defense a couple times early in the game, oh, I mean, it makes a difference well into the fourth quarter.
I mean, I'm a slow, consistent, drive it down the field, hand it off, hand it off, hand it off. Make them stop that. Then you switch it up to go something.
We're going to see Rico's first attempt at an onside kick here. He kicked it right to Jesus Martinez. Martinez able to cover it up. So they'll take over with 1:24 to go. And really good field position again.
Yep. Amazing how that field position has come back to haunt Brush.
It has. It has. I think that'll be one of our keys to the contest next week.
Yes.
This week it was finding your identity, taking care of the ball. I think they've done both of those things. Now it's just a matter of winning the field position battle. So on a kneel down, flag flies. That's rare. False. Oh, 12 men on the field. Right.
So they were guilty of
They
it this
get a
time.
12-man.
All right. Now we even it up.
Yeah. I don't know why quarterback's got to run to the sideline to get a kneel down play.
There should be a signal that says, like this, how about this?
Yeah. Just kneel it.
Yeah, kneel
Just
down.
Kneel down. You can even kneel if you want to as a cut. Just kneel it.
Yeah, just kneel it.
Shotgun set here. Gross. 2 men to the left, 1 to the right. They're going to run a play up the middle to Valencia. Valencia will pick up 4 yards.
Yep. Maybe 3.
10 carries on the night for the sophomore. Clock will run. Clock will stop at 1:15. Final timeout used for Brush. So if you're Coach Rosenbrock, probably not going to come talk to us after the game.
Probably not, but
It's okay.
yep. It's been tough, but it's also, I mean, you know,
Brush is a young team. They're
Yeah,
a
they're-
younger team. Lost a lot of seniors last year. A new coach.
Yep.
And, I mean, you've seen Joe kind of go through some of those growing pains a little bit.
you know, talking with him, you know, I think he made a good point that there is 21 guys that are playing this year that didn't have, or 21 guys that didn't have experience playing last year much at all or something. I can't remember what that number is, but it was like, okay, that kind of brings it
It's
into
big enough
perspective. Yeah, it's big enough.
To say, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, makes sense.
I mean, and you don't want to use that as an excuse, but it does also kind of play into that. You know, you got to have that varsity experience.
Yeah. Well, when people ask you, hey, you know, what can you do differently? I'm sure you can say, well, we can keep playing, gain some more experience.
Yep.
The timeout, Gross will run to his left, break some tackles, gets down, spins, and picks up a first down. He was dead to rights, 5 yards short. Instead, he picks up 12 and a first, and that'll all but put this game away. The clock is running down as soon as I get the chain set here. Clock will run to 1 minute. Now we can do the kneel down plays. So Brush will fall to 1-3 on the year.
You know, as tough as it is on the coaching staff, you know, as far as, you know, losses and losing these games, it's equally tough on those players too. And so,
Well, they work hard all week.
Yeah.
You know.
And you know, the key is to be able to keep them together as a group, not let them get down, not let them start to get, you know, unfocused on what needs to happen, and realize they've got to find whatever positive in this game that they've gotten done and build upon that and let the players know that.
So Brush will look ahead to next week, Thursday. Another Thursday game, September 29th. They will travel to Arvada, and then they will return home Thursday, October 6th for their homecoming game against Sterling. They'll go to Weld Central on the 14th, and then come home for their final two, October 21st and 27th, University and Timnath. 5 seconds runs down on the clock. Players are out shaking hands. Brush will drop this one to the Rifle Bears, 28-23. We'll take a quick timeout, come back with your post-game show right here on 1010 KSR, KSR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Welcome into your Beat Digger post-game show, brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Make sure the nutrients you've purchased for your field are getting to your crops. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water with Advanced Agri Solutions. Call Dusty or Roxy at 970-571-2024. The Brush Beat Diggers fall to 1-3 as they drop this one to the visiting Rifle Bears, 28-23. We'll run down the stats real quick. First for the visiting and victorious Rifle Bears. They are led on the ground by Nicholas Salvador, 73 yards on 9 carries and a touchdown. He had the big one for 54. After that, he battled through some injuries, wasn't able to do much, but he did his damage early, and he did enough. 54 yarders on the second carry of the game and that touchdown. Quarterback Gross, he carries the ball 7 times for 40 yards and a touchdown himself. And then the sophomore who came in, Isaac Valencia, to replace Salvador, has himself an all right night. 10 carries, 35 yards. Through the air, Gross was 8 of 13 and 136 yards and a touchdown, his last throw of the game. That touchdown came to Joel Valencia. Valencia led the way through for the receivers, 65 yards on 3 carries and 2 touchdowns. Sterling Cook battled through some injuries as well. He had 3 catches for 32 yards. Washington had a big one for 14, and then Bolin had a catch for 25 yards as well. For your Beat Diggers, who came up just short, they're led on the ground by number 35, Ty Griffith. He has 16 carries for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tanner Ludgate, tough day, just a couple yards on the ground. Nate Tyne able to turn in some nice runs in that second half. He carries the ball 5 times for 18 yards. Dominic Ontiveros, lots of 3 yards and clouds of dust, but he gets 54 yards on 14 carries and a touchdown of his own. And then Snelling carried the ball 1 time for 7 yards. Through the air, Nate Tyne letting it fly a little bit more, 3 of 7, 43 yards. And then Ty Griffith, 4 for 7, 63 yards and an interception. Stegner, Eicher, and Ludgate through the air. Stegner, 2 receptions, 40 yards. Eicher, 3 receptions, 48 yards. And Ludgate, 2 receptions for 17 yards. Those are your stats for a 28-23 loss to the Rifle Bears.
Well, you know, Tyler, we were talking, they got to find positive out of this game to move on and to build upon for the team, because I know these guys will be down whenever you have 2 losses like that back-to-back, and especially the way they had the loss last week, and then to come out and have this game kind of start like it did, but they able to get back into the game, get themselves in a position where they could go ahead and seal the win, and then it get away from them again is very difficult. So we've got to work, and they've got to work on keeping that mentality and keeping that positive attitude. If you look at the passing game, yeah, it was late in the game where they would drop back, and, you know, you're going to have more pass plays open. Obviously, it's a little better. But, you know, we also took advantage of some great calls at great times when we picked up big first downs on 4th down and a couple on 3rd down from the passing game. So that's something to build upon. You know that they're always going to be relying on running the ball and staying, you know, running solid and being tough. And if they're going to turn things around, the nice thing about this week is now we're done with all the preseason stuff. So now we get into conference play. And once you hit conference play, I mean, it doesn't matter what that beginning was. You want to have that momentum, but how you do in conference gives you that chance to either win that conference and then also get into the postseason. So they've still got things going their way. They've just got to figure out how to turn some of those negatives into positives and build upon that and work themselves back into a winning, you know, team again.
It was a good game for Brush. I think either team would have deserved to win. I mean, Rifle obviously took care of the ball a little bit better. No turnovers on their part, but they sure fought their share of injuries. And Brush just with the one interception, and field possession was the story of the game. I mean, for as good as field possession Rifle had, Brush had the opposite. I mean, Rifle, probably
I think
4 or 5, maybe even 6 drives started, you know,
outside their 40-yard
Yeah.
line, and a couple of, I think, 1 or 2 of them were in plus territory. So when you do that, it makes it very difficult. It puts pressure on that defense. And so There's times the defense answered, but still, when you shorten the field up like that and you got the explosive offense with those guys throwing the ball, and then Saldivar, those running backs back there, they're big guys, and when they get going, it's hard to bring them down. But the hats off to the defense. They did what they could do. And they're going to be good. That defense is going to be good. They got some solid leaders on there, and they've just got to find a way to put it all together, and week by week, and hopefully come away with some more victories.
Again, a lot of positive takeaways from the game. I mean, you score 7 points last week. You come back and score 23. That's improvement week to week, and that's, if you're Coach Rosenbach, that's what you're looking for. So, Player of the game brought to you by Gordon Insurance. Be prepared for everything life throws at you. Get car insurance, life insurance, farm insurance, and crop insurance at Gordon Insurance. Visit GordonINS.com today. For the victorious Rifle Bears, I think it goes to their quarterback, Logan Gross. He led them through the air. He did his part on the ground. He found guys when he needed to find guys, and he carried his team after Salvador went down. So a good game for the junior quarterback, and that's the thing. He's only a junior.
Yeah, so they're going to get he's going to have a good career ahead of him, and he's got, another year to play football and lots of good things. So we just hope that, the Rifle Bears, the guys that are banged up, they get themselves injured again or get themselves healthy. You don't want to see anybody get injured, and make sure that, nobody from our sidelines has come away with any kind of injuries or banged up stuff. Most likely just the pride has been banged up, and, you can heal that up pretty quick.
Rifle moves to 2-2 on the year. Brush falls to 1-3. Final score from Brush. Rifle wins 28-23. Everybody get home safe. Thank you to Ron for filling in. Appreciate it.
Thank
you
really very much.
I hate talking for that long by myself. You get tired of listening to yourself. So
I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got the opportunity. So thank you.
From Brush, final score 28-23. We'll look forward to Arvada next week. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to 1010 KSAR, KSAR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.